Hi, my name's Lauren Sapala. I'm the author of the INFJ Writer and the INFJ Revolution. This week I'm launching a new video course on intuitive coaching for INFJs and INFPs. So if you're an INFJ or an INFP person and you've always thought about coaching, but you're scared to get started, or you are already coaching and you're having problems along the way, this course is for you. Before I launch the course later this week, I wanted to do a little video mini-series to cover a lot of the questions I've been getting from people about what the course entails, what it's going to be like, and if it's going to be a good fit for them. So first of all, I want to say thank you. This is video 2 in the series, and thank you so much for video 1. Oh my gosh, I got so many comments and emails from you guys saying you love the video, you're super excited. This is a dream you've had, but you've been kind of putting it on hold, waiting to feel ready or waiting to feel like you have more credentials, to feel like you're more of an expert, like I covered in that last video. I knew that some of you were really considering coaching going forward, especially with, the pandemic hitting, and I know a lot of people are going through job shifts and career changes, but I really did not expect the huge response I got from that video. So thank you so much, all of you who sent in a comment or a question to me. I really, really appreciate it. In this video, I want to cover a few things. I'm going to cover a big question that I get, but I also want to say before I get into that, I've personally been coaching for over 7 years. It's my full-time thing now. I teach and I coach. That's what I do. And it can happen. Like, you can make it happen. This is a real thing. You can work for yourself. You can make your own schedule. You can decide who you work with. And you can do all of this through coaching. It is something that's realistic and something that's possible. You just kind of have to know how to go about it. And you have to find an approach that really, really works for you. So, okay, that said, I want to jump into the next big question I've been getting from people. And I thought this was kind of a funny question. I do realize, though, the people who are asking it in all seriousness. The question is, what do I do if I coach someone and they say I suck? Or what do I do if I'm coaching someone, like they've signed on with me as a client and it turns out they hate my coaching style? So the first answer to that question, it will very rarely happen that anyone will come right out and say, hey, you suck, or hey, I hated this. If that does happen, and I cover this in the course, how to deal with situations like that, how to deal with ending coaching relationships, how to deal with saying no to somebody and keeping those boundaries intact. But if that does happen, it means that the person's not a match for you. So this is actually a good thing because this leads us into a deeper issue and a deeper problem that most new coaches deal with. Most new coaches come into the business feeling very inexperienced and having 0 clients and really having this feeling or this idea that they need to just, take what they can get. They need to sign up anybody who's interested. If they get on the phone with anybody for a consult, they need to hard sell them on a package or convince them to work with them. With intuitive coaching, you absolutely do not do that. I do not do that. I tried to do that in the beginning. It felt very false to me. It felt very inauthentic. And it felt very weird because I'm actually not a good salesman. I'm not good at convincing people to do something that they don't really want to do. With intuitive coaching, instead of pushing your agenda on people, instead of trying to convince them to work with you, and instead of trying to sign up anybody you can get, instead of trying to appeal to the widest possible audience you can, instead you're shifting the focus so you narrow your filter. So you're not trying to get quantity of people, you're not trying to get just sheer numbers of people or inquiries. You're trying to narrow that filter so that you only get a few people, but the few people that do come through are really highly compatible matches. So what this looks like, let me give you an example in the real world. Online dating. A lot of people come to online dating with the mindset that they need to be appealing to as many people as possible, right? And so you see this on a lot of online dating profiles. You'll see people list, I like good books and good food and travel. Well, that's great, but most of the population likes good books and good food and travel. So if you go online and that's your dating profile, good books and good food and travel, you're going to get a whole lot of people back, but not very many of them are going to be highly specific matches. So you're going to waste a lot of time going on coffee dates trying to dig beyond that good books, good food, travel to find out, what are the core things that are really important to you? What are the things that make you weird, you eccentric, you unique, you? What are those things? You don't have to waste all that time going on coffee dates with people that you're not really a match for anyway. If you just right out of the gate are authentically you, and you put in your online dating profile, or you put in your About Me page, for your coaching website or your coaching page, wherever you are going to be offering your services, you put exactly what you are and who you are, then you're going to get back the matches that are really, really compatible with you. So to go back to our online dating example, what that would look like is in your profile, instead of saying, I like good books, good food, and travel, which are really neutral and bland, you would say, I'm vegan, I'm totally passionate about climate change and I'm obsessed with it. I write, dark erotic poetry, right? You'd put all your weird stuff, all your passionate stuff, all your stuff that you're obsessed with right out front. So people see that first. The people who are not into it, cool, good. We don't want those people anyway. We want those people to wander on by because we don't have time to waste with them. We might only get, instead of 15 queries, we only get 1 or 2. But again, those 1 or 2 are going to be highly compatible quality matches for us. It's the same thing with coaching. That's how you're going to build your approach to getting clients, right? So you're not just trying to get everybody. You're not trying to impress potential clients. You're not trying to convince potential clients they should work with you. That's not what this is about. And once you shift out of that, like I need to impress people or I need to sell myself, that fear of rejection that's always lying underneath that energy, that's going to fall away. The fear of rejection is going to be replaced by empowerment around selection because you are in charge of the selection process. You are not trying to get clients to select you. You are in charge of selecting your clients. It's a total game changer. It's a total paradigm shift when it comes to getting clients as a coach. And you will feel much more empowered and you'll feel much less like nervous and like you have to be something you're not, right? Like you have to have this whole long list of credentials, this resume that just makes you look like a superstar. You're not going to be so concerned with being a superstar. You're going to be much more comfortable with just being yourself, if that makes sense. So I am launching this course this week. It's called Intuitive Coaching. The whole course is like this, right? Like it's geared towards INFJs and INFPs. It's not about like being the expert or getting results or, kind of the traditional business model way of doing things. It's a much more eccentric, kind of weird, emotionally centered approach, which is how I do things. And that approach really works for me. I think that's why I'm still in business after 7 years and I'm actually successful after 7 years. So if this sounds like you, if you are watching this video and you're like, yeah, this is really resonating, like I think I could do this, I think using this approach that would work with my natural temperament, that would work with the natural flow of how I normally am, then this course is for you. Please sign up for my newsletter if you're not already on it to get all the updates and the release date of the video course. As always, when I release a video course, I do a pretty deep discount for like the first 5 days. And then after that, the price goes up and stays up. So if you know this course is for you, you want to get the discount, sign up for my newsletter. If you have questions in the meantime, please, if you're on my newsletter list and you're seeing this video there, hit reply to the email me back. If you're on YouTube, leave your questions in the comments. You can email me at rightcitysf@gmail.com. There's also a contact form on my website. Message me on Facebook, tweet me on Twitter, get a hold of me. Let's get the questions answered before the course goes live in just a few days now. My next video, I'm going to be covering kind of a vague question, but there is an answer to it. And it's a question I get so often from people who are considering coaching. It's how do I feel confident enough so I can actually start doing it, right? Because INFJs and INFPs, we're really good at planning out and doing things beforehand. Like, okay, I'm gonna put all the pieces in place and I'm gonna envision it and I know exactly how I want it to go, and then I'm not gonna actually do it. So it's gonna cover that sort of self-sabotage piece that we tend to have in place, and it's gonna talk about what it's like to actually feel confident enough to go forward with coaching and how you can get there. So if you're interested, please stay on my newsletter list, join my newsletter list, look for that video. I will see you guys in just a couple days for video 3. Thanks so much.